Good to go.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Good evening and welcome to the Inland Wetlands Agency meeting for November 1st, 2023. I'm Chairman Brendan Magnan. Lisa, could you please call the roll?
Ranjit Bahav,
Aye.
Daniel Bedecker, Jim Connors, Jim,
Here.
Matthew Connors, Heather Donaldson Gladue,
Here.
Steve Munson, Julie Valvo,
Here.
Brendan Magnan.
And I'm here. We do have a quorum. Just as a reminder for everyone joining, please mute your lines if you're not already muted, and use the raise your hand feature when you would like to be recognized by the chair. When you're recognized, please state your name and your name and address for the record. Apologies for my camera. It seems to be flickering a lot. I'm not sure why. As we continue to host remote meetings, I would like to take this opportunity to remind everyone that this meeting is being recorded, and in accordance with the Freedom of Information Act and Governor Lamont's executive orders, it is being made available on the City of Milford website as well. Lisa, Mary Rose, could you show the flag, and could I invite everybody to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
I pledge allegiance
To the flag
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one
one
nation,
nation,
under
under
God,
God, indivisible, with liberty
and justice for all.
Okay, thanks everybody for joining us in that. Next on the agenda, is there anyone here wishing to comment on topics that are not otherwise on the agenda? Is there anyone here wishing to discuss anything not otherwise on the agenda? Seeing none, moving on. Mary Rose, can we move to D1, please? Old business D1.
Okay, this is the violation at 1 Avalon Drive. It's IWC 23005. It's a violation that we issued in July and have modified a couple of times. At our last meeting, we had asked that they submit their monitoring bond calculation by the 10th and to upgrade it to the amount of plantings they had to plant. They submitted it on the 11th, and the amount of the bond would be $30,185.79. They were to submit that bond by the 14th. They were having a little difficulty getting a surety bond. Mr. Capra and his manager believe they'll probably have that to us in the next week or so. The plantings began on the 17th of October, and they've requested a inspection by Jim McManus, their professional. At this time, we don't have representation from Marion Properties this evening. At this time, the agency can take no action. You can modify the due date for the surety bond. They're really at the pleasure of the insurance agency at this point. We can table the action so that I'll report back to you as the bond comes in and as the reports come in, or we can leave it on the agenda.
I prefer to table it.
I agree with you.
All right.
I'm just going to say that.
Okay, so that would be a motion to table the cease and desist order 23005, 1 Avalon Drive, and that the compliance officer report as the bond is posted and the mitigation monitoring reports are received.
I'll make that motion. That's Mary Rose stated it.
And I will second that motion.
Thank you for the motion and for the second, Heather. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor?
I'll do a roll call.
Lisa, roll call vote.
Ranjit Bahav,
Aye.
Jim Connors,
Aye.
Heather Donaldson Gladue,
Aye.
Julie Valvo,
Aye.
Brendan Magnan.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. Mary Rose, D2.
E1 is
Sorry.
that's okay. IW 2300066. It's 354 North Street. It's a proposal by A&S Realty LLC for installation of a geothermal heating system with work within 150 feet of a wetland and watercourse in the Wepwag River watershed. The proposed work area is located between the building and the Wepwag River on the south side of the site. I'll share my screen for a second so that you can look at that while I'm doing this. Should be this one. This is an old aerial, but it's leaf on. This
Put up an
building,
agenda. There you go.
the building right here is 354 North Street. This shaded area is the Wepwag River. The proposed location for the geothermal system is right in this southeastern corner of the site. The system would be 26 tubes, geothermal tubes that go up to 500 feet deep. And then it would be closed over and grassed or whatever the home or the property owner wants to put on it. And portions of that work area, it's in this area. So portions of that would be 15 feet from the river. The river goes down here. It's entrenched in this spot. We are in a flood zone, but the river, it's not at the same level, I guess is what I'm trying to say. This evening, we have Kurt Hoffman and Dana Lynn and Al Sabloy from A&S Realty to answer your questions, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mary Rose. Who from the applicant would like to present themselves? Sorry.
Yep, it's
How
the
about-
mute thing.
Can
Sorry
you hear?
about that.
Oh,
Can you hear me okay?
Yes. Is that Al?
Yes. Yeah, I'll be very quick and then Kurt, do you want to grab the ball? Is that what we're gonna do here?
yeah. Can you hear me? My headset doesn't seem to be working right.
Yep, we can hear you fine.
Hear you
Okay.
now.
Yeah, we'll do it through the computer then.
Yep. So real quick, I'm Al Sabloy. Thank you everyone for the time tonight. I own the building. I bought it, oh God, about 5 or 6 years ago, and obviously and I'm enhancing it. I'm also the CEO and founder of a company called Butterfly with 2 Ds. We've grown immensely in the state. We use the facility also as our warehouse, and I'm the primary shareholder of the company. And we are very energy focused all over the country by saving energy. So we are making it a net zero building for the benefit of the environment, and obviously geothermal and heat pumps are both in our plan. A little expensive, but again, for what we're doing, we're excited about it. And with that, in the room here, Kurt Hoffman and Lee Kaufman is with us too. Both engineers with our company who have done this many times are here to present.
Okay, thank you.
And Dana Lynn is our project manager as well, who could also answer some questions.
Thanks, Al. So I'll give you a rundown. I'm going to share my screen real quick. Oh, wait a minute. It says
Hold
it's
on. Give me
Okay.
1 second.
okay. These are the plans and stuff are in the meeting minutes, but I wanted to share this screen and I can give you kind of a rundown.
You should be able to share now.
Okay, let's do that.
That's working, Kurt.
There you go.
Okay, hold on a second.
While he's getting prepared, we also have 1/3 of a megawatt of solar to get to net zero. And then we spent quite a bit of money on our value 50 of all the roof of the building, which is pretty high, as you might know. And then also the walls will all be R30 so that we obviously retain a lot of the heat and cooling for the benefit of the environment. So this is part of an overall strategy, obviously, to really become energy efficient.
Can everybody see that screen?
Yes, correct.
Yes, Mr. Hoffman.
Okay, so basically we if you don't know a lot about geothermal, you exchange heat with the ground. At the top is a system of wells. I've got some pictures of drillers. So what we do is we drill, then we put the loop in the ground, and then we grout that hole all the way up to the top so it's sealed. There's really no water exchange with the environment. It's just a heat transfer. Drilling can be done anywhere in the city, in the suburbs. A lot in Kentucky, where I'm from, we do a lot of drilling, but between houses and backyards and front yards, and so it's not super invasive. There is some dust and some debris, but that usually goes all back in the hole. A well in your area will be cased down to the bedrock, which the drillers say somewhere between 20 and 30, maybe 40 feet. We're pretty close to bedrock in that area because obviously the bottom of the river is rock, and so the elevation, we should be pretty close. We can put up silt fences along the river past the wall, and I'll show you that picture just in a minute. I don't know if everybody's seen the area in question, but this is the river. This is our retaining wall, basically. And then as we get back into the property, the well field in question will be in this square or rectangle. Mary is correct. The corner of the well field will be closest to the creek in this back corner. Actually, depending on how well drilling goes, we may be able to stay off of that 15 feet even more. If we can, we will obviously try that. So that's the area in question. This is I put together a little thing of how the well and bores would impact the area. So basically, when we get back to this corner closest to the river, we can probably cut that corner off a little bit, and that would save some distance between the river. The purple is our wall. We'll have silt fence around, and then we'll have a small retaining for any water or sludge or mostly solid debris that would run off during the drilling process. So all that put together, again, it is a closed loop system. It's grouted. Everything will be 4 foot below grade when we're done, and we're really not going to change the grade of the land, anything like that. Barring digging ditches and trenches, and once it's all put back, it's not going to change the grade at all. So I didn't know if anybody had any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Hoffman, for the overview. When are you intending or proposing to do the work?
We would like to start next Monday. The driller is available. We've kind of had a tight schedule, but I think our permit is submitted. Our permit is paid for, so we were down to board approval. And they probably won't start drilling till Tuesday or Wednesday by the time we load the equipment in and that kind of stuff.
Are there questions from the agency before I ask Mary Rose a question? Mary Rose, remind us, we have this application for the first time before us. State statute doesn't permit us to vote on this until 2 weeks from now, correct?
Right. I don't know if Mr. Saploy and Mr. Hoffman and Kaufman are aware. The Connecticut state statute, inland wetland applications need to stay on an agenda for 14 days to give adjoiners chance to request a public hearing. It doesn't happen often, but it can happen. And statutorily, we can't act on an item outside of a few small things for homeowners and maintenance work for existing structures and trails and ponds and that kind of stuff. Without the 14-day waiting period. So those kind of things, those de minimis or small inclusions or small homeowner work can be done at one meeting, but any true applications that are going to disturb soil and things within 100 feet need to wait the 14 days.
Okay.
You're coming before us, but you can't begin the work even if we were to approve it until we approve it.
Okay.
Okay.
Kurt, we've got to make that work, right?
Yep, we'll make that work. Is that from the submittal of the permit or is that from the approval of the?
It's 14, what happens is, tonight you're received by the agency, and that starts a 14-day clock.
Okay.
It also starts a 65-day clock, because technically the agency has 65 days to make a decision on you or hold a public hearing. So tonight starts your 14-day clock. Our next meeting is in 14 days, conveniently enough. And if we don't receive a petition or there isn't a need for a hearing, the agency may choose to grant an approval at the next meeting. That decision will go in the newspaper, because it publishes once a week, the following Thursday, which brings the appeal period out to December 1st, I believe. No, I'm sorry, December 8th. You can take the permit out and sign a hold harmless to the city that you're working, knowing that it could be appealed after it's published in the paper.
Okay. And the time for the appeal,
It runs from once it's decided upon, 1 week later, it's in the newspaper. So if the agency were to approve you next Wednesday, on the 15th, that would go in the paper on I think Thanksgiving Day, the day before Thanksgiving.
23rd.
Yeah, it doesn't publish on the 23rd, so it would be on the 22nd. So your appeal would go to the 7th of December. But in reality, if they approved you on the 15th, you could come out and sign a hold harmless on the 16th.
okay. Thanks for the education on the process, not having been through this before.
Yeah.
Are there any questions that anyone from the commission may have at this time? So it doesn't sound like there's any questions. I can't think of anything that I need to make, or any information I need to make a decision that I haven't already received. So
Mr. Hoffman, if you could please send me the documents you shared this evening, I'll add them to the links that are on the agenda. Because I don't know that we have those, all of those.
All this is put into one more document, so I'll send it to you.
Perfect. And that'll be concatenated on the things that are already on the agenda, and the agency will have that to review.
Okay.
thank you, Mary Rose. Thank you to the team, the applicant's team. We'll move on to the next agenda item, please.
All right, I'm having a little difficulty, I think. Oh, there we go. Just got to stop the share.
Should the butterfly team stay, or do you want us to leave?
It's your call. We're going to continue on to the next agenda item. There's no reason you have to stay, but you're welcome to. It's a public meeting.
Okay.
Thank
What do you guys? I guess we'll adjourn, and we'll hear back from everyone. Is that the plan?
So you'd be expected to attend the next meeting.
Okay.
So we will have it on the agenda, and we'll proceed as Mary Rose laid out already.
Okay.
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 Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Chairman, you want me to read item E2?
Yes, please.
E2, IW 230067, 0 Peck Lane. This is a pre-application for a jurisdictional ruling by the Indian Lake Association to do recommended maintenance in the Indian Lake Dam at 0 Peck Lane. On your screen, we've got an aerial from our GIS system, an older aerial leaf off, and you can see this white structure here is the dam. Down here on the bottom where the mouse is Rose's Mill Road. And this is Peck Lane here. I'm sure we've all seen it. I'm just trying to orient you to the site. The association had a dam safety inspection in March of 2022 and is finalizing their DEP authorization to do the recommended work from that inspection. The work is proposed to begin in November to repair the sluice gate and to work on some minor spalling and pins. There's also work on minor spalling and pins that require warmer weather, and that work would be done in the spring. The deep authorization requires notification of the municipality, which is why they are before us this evening. I believe this falls under our section 4. They're doing work, maintenance work on an existing structure. And that I believe that the agency can issue a jurisdiction ruling for this tonight if they so choose. Mr. Chairman, Dr. Edward Lisi is here as the president of the Indian Lake Association, if the agency has any questions.
Hi, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you for your time and your interest in the process, Mr. Lisi. Thank you, Mary Rose, for the overview. Agency, do we have any questions or thoughts on this matter? Julie, any thoughts? Jim, Mr. Connors?
What work are they doing?
Sorry, say again?
What kind of maintenance work are they doing or plan to do?
On your screen now, Jim, there's a problem with the spillway. Dr. Lisi, maybe to fill this in better, but they're trying to fix a broken sluice gate.
Okay. Well, do you have any problems with it? Have you personally seen it?
I've seen it. I know that they've been working on this for a few years now. And are you receiving it and acknowledging it is a stamp that they need so that they can get their deep permit so they can go forward and do the work.
You know, I'm sure it needs it, and they go for it.
Thank you.
Yeah, it seems like, I mean, you have I assume, Mr. Lisi, you have a professional, a subcontractor that's doing the work and insured and
We have on that sheet that is shown there, Terry Marine is a very reputable company in the area, and they're much larger than in this area, and they work on millions of dollars of projects. Fortunately, I don't know if you know Abdul Qatar, who is the city engineer for the city of West Haven. He happens to own property on our lake, and he's a member of our association. So he has put us in touch with Terry Marine, which is a company who would probably never work on a project this small, but he's helping us, advising us, and we don't want to replace the sluice gate. This sluice gate has been there for 50 plus years, and there was a drowning there somewhere like 50 years ago, and the people who owned the lake, the Hildebrands, actually went over there. It was one of their grandchildren, I believe, because kids were playing and somebody turned the pin on top and opened the sluice gate, and they were swimming there, and somebody went through and got killed. So the grandparents went over, and it seems, and none of them are around anymore, but it seems they bent the stem so the gate could never be opened again. It has stayed closed for 50 years. A few years ago, we had another member of the association complain that if we ever needed to open it, it wouldn't open. And so one of our dam inspection cited this as something that a recommendation that we either replace or repair the sluice gate. So we've had a number of companies come out and look, and the estimates are in the $150,000 to $200,000 range to replace the gate. And one of our older members recalled that in the past 30 years, he's seen the gate actually open where somebody found a way to turn that stem. So Terry Marine has been here 3 times, and they feel with very large probability of certainty, but they can't say for sure that fixing the stem and replacing it via a coupling that divers would put on, so we don't have to drain the lake or anything or put up coffer dams. So they would then connect a stainless steel stem to that gate, somehow turn it to show that the gate does open, let it go, gravity actually will close it, and we're done. We pretty much need to just take a picture of that and send it to the DEP and say, okay, we've solved that. We'll take care of this slight spalling. And then there's 2 pins that are on top of the dam that look like they should be holding the 2 boards that we raise and lower the lake with, but they don't hold the boards at all. The boards have the cement itself has a track in it that the boards go in. So we don't even know the purpose of those 2 pins, but they've asked us to replace them. So that's something that will probably happen in the spring. So I became president of this back in May. So I'm like, we got to get it done. Just let's get it done. So we're trying to follow all the rules.
Sounds good. I'm in favor of what Mary Rose suggested. If someone would like to make a motion to that effect.
To motion that Mary Rose do a jurisdictional ruling on the dam repair.
And I will second that.
We have a motion and a second. Thank you. Do we have any discussion on the motion? Hearing none. Lisa, roll call vote, please.
Ranjit Bahav,
Aye.
Jim Connors,
Aye.
Heather Donaldson Gladue,
Aye.
Julie Valvo,
Aye.
Brendan Magnan.
Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Mary Rose. You'll be in touch with Mr. Lisi.
Right, Mr. Lisi, I'll send that letter out to you. I'm out tomorrow. I'll send it out on Friday.
Okay, do you actually need for me to give you that notice to municipality that's signed by us and then stamped by you?
If you want to send me a digital copy of the signature, a PDF, I
Okay,
can, if you're able to do that, I can stamp it and send it back to you that way. Otherwise, if you send it in or bring it in, we can stamp it in the office.
okay, I could actually come by Friday to get it stamped, and I could pick up the letter from you that if we have to do both of those things. Excellent. Okay, thank you all very much, and thank you, Ms. Palumbo, for being so there for me to answer questions and everything else over the past several months. So I appreciate that.
You're welcome, no problem.
Glad to hear it.
Here, thank you all.
She's the expert. Thank you, Mr. Lisi. Good luck with the project.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Alrighty.
Okay. Moving on to, bear with me.
Minutes.
Oh, yes, the minutes. Do we have a motion to accept the minutes from October 4th as presented?
Motion.
And I will second it.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion on the motion? I will abstain. Hearing none. Lisa, roll call vote.
Ranjit Bahav,
Aye.
Jim Connors,
Aye.
Heather Donaldson Gladue,
Aye.
Julie Valvo,
Aye.
Brendan Magnan abstain.
And so the motion carries. Mary Rose, do you want to do an abbreviated staff report?
The only new information really that I have for you is in the notes. City has decided to have a FOIA training for boards, commissioners, and city staff next Wednesday during the day. There's one at 10 a.m. in the program room at the library and one at 1 in City Hall auditorium. I've also put a link to the FOIA Act and information on the FOIA webpage in the notes that I mailed out to you yesterday. So you can click on that and see that. Other than that, the Kakiwik meeting is the 11th. Brendan, Ranjit, and I are going. And not really a lot of other information has changed. I thank you all for coming this evening.
Yes, I echo that. Thanks for the attendance this evening. In the spirit of expediting this meeting, I'm going to pass on any other updates. I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
The motion.
You know, I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded. Thank you for that. Lisa, roll call vote.
Ranjit Bahav,
Aye.
Jim Connors,
Aye.
Heather Donaldson Gladue,
Aye.
Julie Valvo,
Aye.
Brendan Magnan.
Aye. Thank you again for motion has made. Thank you again for joining, Julie, on your birthday, Heather for joining in a pinch, and for everyone else for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just a
Have a
reminder,
great
the next
night.
meeting.
Happy birthday, Julie.
Bye. Thank you. The next meeting is the 15th. If you have any questions, please give me a call, and happy birthday, Julia.
Thank
You're all set. Thank you, Lindsay. We're all done.
Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.